What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on a 1998 Ford F-150 stepside with only 51,000 original miles. This thing is a true barn find, was sitting for several years. As you guys can see here, there's a ton of built up mold, dirt, and debris all over this paint, as well as the interior. Tons of pine needles, built up mold, and grime. So just before we get into this detail, please take a second out and hit that subscribe button. Make sure and turn your notification bell on so you guys don't miss out on any of my future videos. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I promise you I will not disappoint with content. I have some really nice classic barn finds coming up. So if you guys enjoy those types of videos, make sure and smash that subscribe button. And also, if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure and hit that thumbs up button. And by you guys doing that, it helps with YouTube algorithm and sends this video out to more people. So the more that see it, the bigger this channel gets. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Enjoy. Okay, so to start the wash process here, I'm going to be using some super clean, non-diluted in my chemical sprayer, along with a stiff bristle brush to loosen up any dirt and debris out of those wheel wells, then get it all pressure washed away. Okay, so to start the wash process here, I'm going to be using some super clean degreaser, non-diluted in my chemical sprayer, along with a stiff bristle brush to loosen up any dirt and mud. And as for the wheels and tires, I'm going to be using some super clean as well at full strength, and my acid-based wheel cleaner on the face of the wheel, then a variety of different brushes to get all agitated and get this wheel looking all nice and clean. So a few of you guys have been asking me what do I use on exhaust tips to get them so bright, and here I'm just using my acid-based wheel cleaner and a stiff bristle brush, and I'm just going to get it all sprayed away with the pressure washer. So I've been getting a lot of comments on why don't I start from the roof and work my way down, and I normally do, but a lot of times when I'm making YouTube videos, just the running water alone will loosen up a lot of moss and make it a lot less satisfying to watch. So that's why, for your guys' sake, I always start from the larger panels and get the moss rinse away, because I know you guys enjoy seeing that. So that's the reason why, if you're wondering. So here I switch over to pre-soaking the body with some super clean diluted 5-to-1, and the reason why was because the water alone wasn't busting up the moss as much as I'd like it to, and also there was a ton of tree sap, and I'm not sure exactly what kind of substance was built up around the body, but it was something that I couldn't get off alone with water, so I did have to take a degreaser to it. So here I'm just going to get it sprayed on there and then get it all rinsed away with the pressure washer. So if you guys are wondering why it's actually dark outside now, is because I spent an abnormal amount of time on the underbody and getting it all rinsed away with the pressure washer. And I got a few requests on getting some underbody washes. I do actually wash every underbody on every pickup truck. I actually spend sometimes an hour to 2 hours on the underbodies. But the reason I don't film it is because I don't have the right camera set up to film it. I don't want to destroy my camera. So and also you guys been requesting an engine detail. I did not detail the engine on this truck because it's a 5.4 liter, and on these trucks they do not like to be washed, so I skipped that step on this truck. So after spending a ridiculous 3 hours on the wash alone, here I'm going to take some detailer's clay along with some clay lube, and I'm just going to run it across the paint until it comes out completely smooth. Make sure there's no leftover surface bonding contaminants, tree sap, or road grime, and get it all ready for the paint correction. So since it got kind of late, this is the second day on this detail, and here I'm going to start off by doing the interior by using my rigid vacuum and a crevice tool to get in any nooks and crannies and pop off any plastic trim pieces to make sure we don't miss any spots. So you guys are probably wondering why I didn't pull the seats out for this detail, and it was simply because it wasn't needed. Other than the orange stain as shown in the previous clip, the carpet is actually in pretty good shape. There was a little bit of pine needles and debris underneath the seat, and I simply took care of it by using some compressed air, blowing underneath the seats, and then getting it all vacuumed away with the rigid. So after getting all the heavy debris out of the way, here I'm going to be using my Tornador Z240 velocity vac, and this is simply to agitate the carpet fibers and get any deep embedded dirt to the surface and get it all vacuumed away. Now I highly recommend this tool if you guys haven't tried one yet. There'll be a link to it down in the description below. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, so there's no reason for me to talk good about it other than it is a really good tool. If you have the right compressor, this tool does an amazing job. If you don't, there's a couple alternatives you can use for agitating carpet. You can use a drill brush or just any stiff bristle brush will work. So moving on to cleaning some of the hard surfaces, here I'm going to be using my all-purpose cleaner along with a soft bristle brush and a detail brush, and I'm just going to agitate all the surfaces and then take my detail brush to get in all the tighter nooks and crannies, and then use my compressed air to blow out any leftover product and then wipe it all away with a microfiber towel. So if you guys are not following me already on Instagram, which you're probably not because I only got 70 followers, I'm going to put a link to it down in my description below so you guys can check out some daily updates on the channel and some more daily details and tips and tricks. So to clean this leather, I'm actually using a pH balanced leather cleaner along with a little bit of APC and some cleaning vinegar. Now this is something I don't recommend to use APC on leather, but this kind of had some permanent stains on a lot of the leather, so there was no way else for me to get it clean. Even with steam, it just wasn't working. So I had to up the game a little bit and use my steamer with some APC and some vinegar to make sure and kill that mold off and make sure it doesn't return. So I got that cleaned up and got it looking nice and fresh. So to get this stain removed, I'm going to be using some Blue Magic stain and spot lifter. This is a product I used to use a long time ago, and I use it on a rare occasion for stains like this, but here I'm just going to soak it, and you guys can see it makes easy work of this really nasty orange stain. Enjoy. Since it's such a nasty stain, I'm going to be blotting it while using the carpet cleaner before spreading it all over with the drill brush, because I don't want to potentially turn the whole carpet orange. So here I'm using the spotter one more time. I'm going to agitate it with my McCulloch steamer, then get it all extracted. So as you guys can probably see here, it's not 100% perfect, but I did try my best by re-agitating it and using every tool and product I had on the shelf. However, it did come out pretty good compared to what it was. So moving on to the rest of the carpet, I'm going to be using my Chemical Guys carpet solution along with a chemical sprayer and just going to agitate it with my drill brush and then get it all extracted. As for top coat and UV protectant on all these panels, I'm going to be using some 303 aerospace along with a microfiber applicator pad. And here I'm going to apply it on a little bit of heavy since these panels haven't been treated in years. And then I'm going to revisit it with a microfiber towel and make sure we bring it back to a nice satin finish. So to condition this leather, I'm going to be using some Grills Garage 3-in-1 leather conditioner along with a microfiber applicator pad. And here I'm just going to rub it in, give it a couple of coats, let it dwell on the leather for a little bit. Like I said, since it's been sitting for so long and it hasn't been treated, then wipe away any excess product with a microfiber towel. Okay, now to start the paint correction, I'm going to be using my Rupez 21mm Bigfoot polisher along with a microfiber Meguiar's cutting disc and some Meguiar's M110 correction compound. As for my light source, I'm going to be using my headlamp by ScanGrip along with my Sun Match 2, also by ScanGrip, to check for any swirls and any defects in this paint. So pulling the camera in a little bit closer, and as you guys can see here, there's tons of acid etching on this paint, as well as some deep embedded scratches. I don't know, for some reason, only on the bed alone, we had this acid etching, but here to take care of it, I'm going to be using some 2000 grit sandpaper along with some water, and I'm just going to wet sand the whole panel and get all those deep embedded scratches out, and then I'm going to finish off with some 2500 grit sandpaper and then get it all polished away. As for the tonneau cover, I'm going to be using a 3000 grit sandpaper on my rupez polisher to cut out some of the acid etching that was on here as well. So I'm just going to do that here to cut the work in half and then get it all polished away with some M110 and a microfiber cutting disc. So to get the paint all refined after compounding, we're going to be using a yellow rupez foam pad along with some M205 polish. So here I'm going to kind of expose a lot of what detailers usually do. You can see under this lighting, the paint looks completely perfect, but there's a big difference between the right side and the left side. So the right side has been polished and is complete, and the left side has only been finished in compound. And you can see under the correct lighting, the left side and the right side is night and day difference. There's tons of swirls, haze, imperfections in the left side. So I see a lot of detailers doing this, then putting a ceramic coating right over a compounded paint. And that's just the improper way to do it. You'll seal in every swirl, every scratch. That's exactly what you don't want to do. So if you guys see a lot of people, taking shots under cold lighting, fluorescent lighting, and not in the sun, it's usually not a true result. Okay, so here I'm going to be reinstalling the FX4 decal, and I'm just taking some measurements and making some markings so I make sure both sides are exactly the same. And after I got this decal installed, I did repolish the surface because I did strip it with some alcohol, and I did kind of go over a little bit with the credit card I was using to apply this decal, so I went over the area one more time with a polish. As for all the exterior trim, I'm going to be using some 303 aerospace protectant along with a microfiber applicator pad. Then here I'm going to be using some spray away glass cleaner along with a couple of microfiber towels to get this glass looking all nice and clean. So to get this nasty dent pulled out of the tailgate, I'm going to be using my vacuum lift suction cup, and here I'm just going to pull on it in various spots and then tap around with my hands to make sure this dent does not want to go back in. So if you guys are wondering why there's stripes on my door, I simply done that with some masking tape just so you could pick it up on camera how bad this dent actually was. So that's before and that's after. So in case you guys are wondering why I popped out the dent after it was polished, I actually didn't. I done this while I was in the compound stage and then polished it after, but I totally forgot to edit this. I almost missed a whole clip, so my bad on that one. So we're going to be installing some accessories on this truck, and here I'm just going to do a bug deflector, and next clip we're going to be doing some rain guards as well. So to finish off the paint, I'm going to be using some Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Wax, as well as a few microfiber towels. And the reason I do this after every detail is to make sure there's no leftover smudges, or any of the 303 aerospace that could have potentially smudged on the paint, or any dust, or leftover compound or wax. And as for the tires, I'm going to be using some Black Shine by Grill's Garage. And any overspray that gets on the rims, I'm just going to wipe it away with a microfiber towel. So after just about 25 hours of detailing and 3.5 days of work, you guys will see the final before and after results. Hope you guys enjoy. Okay, well that about sums up the video, guys. So if you guys enjoyed it, before you head out, please go ahead and leave this video a big thumbs up. Make sure and smash that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future mad details. We do have some really cool cars coming up to the channel, as I will keep you guys updated. A lot of classic cars and a lot of barn finds. I'll see you guys in the next one.